What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be installing a Doubletake Max 5 on a 2015 Club Car Precedent. So in order to start this install, you do have to remove a lot of the factory items. You got to remove the sweater basket and the bag straps, the supports here, your roof support and drains, your seat cushions. Typically you want to remove the top. I may try to support mine here with a piece of wood instead of fully taking it off. You typically do want to take this top off when doing this type of rear seat install. Let's get to it. I got the sweater basket removed and I got everything cleaned up. I got some garden stakes holding up the top for me so I don't have to fully take it off. So with this sweater basket, there are 4 points in the rear to get it taken off. And there are these A-frame channels that will sit underneath this. You also have these side pieces that actually bolt through to these A-frame brackets. So you got to make sure you take these off before you can fully pull this sweater basket off. But otherwise, it's pretty easy to get out. You have these screws right here that you take out to pull your roof support out. You know, your seat back, mounting spots. Pretty straightforward. So once you remove the sweater basket, seat back support, you want to retain all the hardware from removing that. Your next step is going to be installing the A-frame brackets. These brackets have a D and a P for driver and passenger side labeled right on them. So make sure you put these at the correct side. And you're going to use some of the factory hardware to bolt it in place. All right, the next step of this install is going to be putting on the seat handles. So these here, you're going to use pack 1 from the hardware set. It comes with these square nuts that you're going to insert in the armrest itself. From there you have these threaded inserts that you're going to screw right into the nut. Right, from there, you want to put the armrest into the seat base. A little snug, that's good. The Doubletake does give you a set of instructions here that I do utilize. Do step you step by step through each of these processes. All right, so from here we're going to flip the base over. There you want to take the 4 nuts and washers, put them on here. Pretty self-explanatory. A little tight for your fingers. All right, and there you just tighten them down. All right, our next step is to put on the support legs to the bumper bracket. You're going to use pack 2 of the hardware. You'll be using 4 bolts, 8 washers, and 4 of the nuts here with the nylon lock to them. You want to have the bar angled in Now in the instructions, it says to tighten these down, but not fully tighten them. Leave them a little loose. All right, and you repeat the same process on the other side. The next step is installing the seat bracket and support legs to the seat base. You're going to use 2 bolts from pack 2 of the hardware, along with 4 washers and 2 locking nylon nuts. All right, our next step is installing these brackets. So I did install this one on this side here already. So you're going to take one of the bolts from the bag that's labeled MXEXPDHWV. You want to make sure you stick this bolt through the front of the bracket before installing this next screw. And this screw here is still from bag 2, bolt rather. Now you want to again leave this a little snug so that way you can line it up with the cart where it needs to be. All right. Our next step is putting the seat base on the cart. You want to line the bolts up with the holes on the A-frame bracket. You want to use one of the washers and nuts here to bolt it right down in the back. You're going to want to do the same for the other side. So our next step is to drill some holes through the bumper support. So you're going to use a 5/16 drill bit and chase the hole right through the bracket itself. From there, you're going to want to use one of the 2-inch long bolts through the hole. Use one of the larger fender washers and nut on the back side. Then you repeat the process on the other side. All right, so next we're going to put the cushions on. In the cushion box, there's a bag of hardware. It comes with a stud. You want to loosely screw this stud into the seat bottom and then take this strap and put it right over it. You want to make sure you do this in the center hole. This is going to be your strap to flip the seat back and forth. But again, you only want to loosely put this stud in, and then you line it up with that center hole. From there, you're going to want to flip the seat up. You're going to use these panhead screws. Just put the seat cushion on. This is where if you had a second set of hands, it would be a little bit easier. All right, now that we've got a few screws holding the seat cushion in, you want to unthread this stud. You want to make sure not to move that strap. And then take one of these panhead screws and put it in place of the stud. All right, so our next step is installing the seat back cushion. So for the back cushion, you have to install what's called a seat back plate. This here, you use a panhead screw with the washer and nut right to the A-frame bracket. And now with the seat back cushion, they give you 4 of these studs. You want to put these studs right into the seat back. Make sure you screw it all the way down. And from there, you line it up with these holes here in the seat back plate. And then from there, you will use the provided hardware to then bolt the seat down. All right, our next step is to take these brackets and put them through the base. And once they're in here, you're going to use the hardware from pack 3, bolt it in place. All right, you'll tighten these down and repeat the process on the other side. All right, so we got the rear step onto the rear seat. You're going to use the 2-inch long bolts that come in bag 3. Now, the most important thing here is to put the black plastic washer between the bracket on the footrest and the support bars. That will be on both sides. From there, you'll just want to tighten down your hardware. All right, guys, finishing up the last portion of this install at my campground because I got my back seat fully installed with the Max 5. It's really nice because you get these pins that would come out on the 2 spots here on the cart, 4 spots, I guess you could say. And what that allows is this whole footrest to fold up. So if you needed some extra space, it folds up really compact. Really, you're only adding this extra foot or so to your cart by putting this rear seat on. If you needed the storage space, this is the seat kit to get. Now we are using the factory top, so I'm using the factory style struts. They mount right to the A-frame bracket. I got some wrap around here so that way my kids don't hit their head on it. But it's a really nice seat. Install went really well. We got some Lazy Life seats on the front that unfortunately do need to be custom installed with this back seat. But once you get them in, they are awesome. But here it is. Also, the seat belts do not come with this seat kit. I added that on separate. Take care, everybody.